Transform your inner self and build the fortress. Mind stop for a moment. This is not just advice. This is not another motivational speech. This is a roadmap that can turn you from a man who is ignored into a man who is respected, feared, and admired. These are the principles that Machiavelli understood 5 centuries ago. The raw truths of power, respect, and influence. Let's begin with the first 2 principles. Principle 1. Transform your inner self. Inside you live 2 men. One is insecure, apologetic, and desperate for approval. The other is confident, unshakable, and naturally respected. Every single day, with every choice, you are feeding one and starving the other. The insecure version was programmed into you from childhood. Parents told you to be a good boy. Teachers told you to obey. Society told you to stay small and manageable. But manageable men do not build empires. Manageable men are forgotten. Your insecure self explains when no explanation is needed. It apologizes when you did nothing wrong. It gives unlimited chances to people who don't deserve them. And every time you let this weak self take control, you betray your stronger self. The truth is simple. Every time you choose to be nice to someone who disrespects you, you are being unkind to yourself. Every time you let someone cross your boundaries, you are teaching them that your boundaries are worthless. Machiavelli once said, "He who is not master of himself will always be a servant of others." Your insecure self whispers, "Don't upset them." Your confident self declares, "I won't lower my standards." Your insecure self says, "Maybe I misunderstood." Your confident self says, "I understood perfectly, and I don't accept it." The transformation is not violent. It is strategic. You don't need to fight everyone. You just need to stop fighting yourself. Stop feeding insecurity and start feeding confidence. Choose strength over approval. Choose respect over being liked. Choose influence over popularity. Because on the other side of this transformation is a man who no longer apologizes for taking up space. A man who no longer explains himself to people who don't matter. A man who no longer begs for respect, but commands it naturally. Say this to yourself: "My weak self is dying. My confident self is rising." Principle 2. Build the fortress mind. Your mind can be your greatest weapon or your greatest weakness. Right now, for most men, it's chaos. A small criticism cuts deep. A minor setback feels like a disaster. A single disappointment makes them lose faith. This mental chaos is why they stay stuck. But you are going to be different. You are going to build a fortress mind. A fortress mind is unshakable. It doesn't react emotionally to outside events. It processes them strategically. When someone criticizes you, your fortress mind doesn't feel pain. It collects information about that person's character. When someone disappoints you, your fortress mind doesn't break. It confirms what you already suspected. Most men are prisoners of their emotions. They get angry and act recklessly. They get hurt and make weak decisions. They get scared and make no decisions at all. Their emotions are wild horses, dragging them wherever feelings want to go. Your fortress mind is different. Anger becomes data. Someone crossed a line. Pain becomes education. Someone revealed their true nature. Fear becomes opportunity. Growth is near. Stop taking everything personally. When people mistreat you, they are not revealing your weakness. They are revealing their own desperation, insecurity, and lack of self-control. Machiavelli once said, "A wise man acts in the present, shaping the future." Your fortress mind expects betrayal, lies, jealousy, and obstacles, not because you are negative, but because you are prepared. And when you are prepared, you cannot be broken. Train your mind to see patterns. The friend who gossips to you will gossip about you. The person who lies once will lie again. The man who disrespects you when he thinks he can get away with it will do it every time unless stopped. Your fortress mind turns life into constant education. Every interaction is a lesson in human nature. Every conflict reveals true loyalty. Every disappointment teaches you strategy. This does not mean you become emotionless. It means you become emotion-proof. You feel emotions, but emotions no longer control your choices. Logic controls your choices. Strategy controls your actions. Most men have fragile minds that shatter under pressure. You are building a fortress that nothing can break. Say this with me. My mind is a fortress. My thoughts are my weapons. Master the art of silence and turn setbacks into strength. Powerful men are not the loudest in the room. They are not constantly proving themselves, defending their choices, or begging others to understand them. True power is quiet. It's the calm in the storm. And when you learn the art of silence, you'll notice how the world starts leaning closer, desperate to hear even the few words you choose to share. Now let's move into Principles 3 and 4. Principle 3. Master the art of silence. Weak men talk too much. They explain themselves when no explanation is needed. They defend themselves against attacks that don't even deserve attention. They overshare their plans, giving enemies the map to destroy them. Why? Because silence makes insecure men uncomfortable. They fill the air with words because silence feels heavy. But here's the truth. Silence is not emptiness. It is pressure. It makes other people restless while it makes you powerful. Machiavelli understood this well. He said, "Never reveal all your thoughts, for silence disarms the curious." Think about it. When you stop explaining yourself, people respect your boundaries more. When you stop defending every decision, people assume you are confident in your choices. When you don't rush to fill silence, the other person often exposes themselves by talking too much. Silence is a weapon. In conversations, it makes people reveal their secrets. In arguments, it makes your opponent lose their balance. In relationships, it forces others to feel the weight of their actions. Your silence says, "I do not owe you explanations." Your silence says, "I am not desperate for your approval." Your silence says, "I know my value, and it speaks louder than my words." From today, stop giving free access to your voice. Guard your words like a king guards his gold. Speak less, but when you do speak, let it carry weight. Remember, the man who talks less is often feared more. Principle 4. Turn setbacks into strength. Life will test you. People will betray you. Opportunities will collapse. Disappointments will cut you deep. This is not an exception. This is the rule. And the weak man, he breaks under pressure. He lets betrayal destroy his trust. He lets failure destroy his ambition. He lets pain destroy his identity. But you will be different. You will use setbacks as fuel. Every betrayal will harden you. Every failure will sharpen you. Every disappointment will teach you. Machiavelli believed that a prince must expect treachery, envy, and rebellion, because only then is he prepared to rule. In the same way, you must expect life to hit you hard, but instead of breaking, you transform pain into power. Think of setbacks like fire. Fire can burn you, or it can forge you into steel. The weak man runs from fire. The strong man walks through it and emerges unbreakable. Ask yourself, did betrayal hurt you? Good. Now you know who never deserved your trust. Did failure embarrass you? Good. Now you know the strategies that don't work. Did disappointment crush you? Good. Now you know what expectations to adjust. Every time life knocks you down, you rise with more clarity, more discipline, and more resilience. You stop saying, "Why me?" and start saying, "Try me." Pain is not your enemy. It is your teacher. Failure is not your end. It is your training ground. Disappointment is not your weakness. It is your initiation into greatness. When you stop fearing setbacks, you become unstoppable. Nothing intimidates a man who has already walked through fire and survived. Nothing scares a man who has already lost and learned. Say this to yourself: my setbacks are not breaking me. They are building me. Silence critics. Through excellence and control, your reputation. By now, you've learned how to transform yourself, build a fortress mind, master silence, and turn setbacks into power. But the journey doesn't stop here. Real strength is not only internal, it also shapes how the world sees you. And that's where principles 5 and 6 come in. Principle 5. Silence critics through excellence. Weak men argue with their critics. They waste their breath defending themselves against accusations. They get triggered by every insult, every rumor, every attack. But here's the truth. Arguing with critics makes you look small. Your critics want your attention. They want to provoke you. They want to see you lose your cool. And the moment you argue with them, you've already lost. You've stooped down to their level. Machiavelli warned rulers never to fight battles on the enemy's terms. If someone attacks you with words, don't fight back with words. Destroy them with results. Think about it. When they say you can't do it, prove them wrong by succeeding quietly. When they mock your ambition, silence them with your progress. When they spread lies, drown them under the weight of undeniable results. Success is the loudest reply. Results are the ultimate revenge. Excellence is the weapon no critic can defeat. Remember, lions don't argue with barking dogs. They keep walking. Here's your mindset. Don't explain. Don't defend. Don't fight. Excel. The higher you rise, the quieter your critics become. And eventually, the same people who mocked you will be forced to respect you or choke on their own envy. Say it. I silence my critics with my results. Principle 6. Control your reputation. Power is not just about who you are. It's about who people believe you are. Your reputation is your shadow. It walks ahead of you and announces your presence before you even speak. If your reputation is strong, doors open. If your reputation is weak, doors close before you even knock. The mistake weak men make is believing that reputation doesn't matter. They think, I know my truth, so who cares what others think? But Machiavelli knew better. He said, a man should appear virtuous, even if he is not. Why? Because perception creates reality. If people see you as powerful, they will treat you with respect, even before they know your full story. If they see you as weak, they will treat you with contempt, even if you are capable. You must guard your reputation with the same intensity a king guards his crown. Never let disrespect slide in public. Never let lies spread unchecked. Never give anyone the impression that you are desperate or needy. Your reputation is your armor. Build it carefully. Protect it fiercely. Strengthen it constantly. Ask yourself daily, what image am I projecting to the world? Do my actions reflect discipline or chaos? Do I look like a man who leads or a man who follows? You don't have to tell people you're strong. Let them feel it. You don't have to announce you're confident. Let them sense it. You don't have to explain your worth. Let your reputation speak for you. Machiavelli knew that rulers who controlled their image ruled longer. In your life, the same law applies. If people see you as a man of strength, they will hesitate before crossing you. If people see you as unstable, they will exploit you. Reputation is not optional. It is survival. Say it. My reputation is my power. I will guard it with my life. Command respect with boundaries and play the long game. By now, you've transformed your inner self, built the fortress mind, mastered silence, turned setbacks into fuel, silenced critics, and built a powerful reputation. But there are two final principles that lock everything together. Principles that separate ordinary men from the truly unstoppable. Principle 7. Command respect with boundaries. Respect is not given. It is commanded. And you command it not by asking, not by begging, not by pleasing, but by enforcing boundaries. Weak men think being nice will earn them respect. They believe if they give more chances, forgive endless mistakes, and tolerate disrespect, people will value them. But the opposite is true. The more you allow, the less they respect you. Boundaries are the invisible walls that protect your value. Without them, you are an open door anyone can walk through. With them, you are a fortress no one can violate without consequence. Ask yourself, do people interrupt you when you speak? Do they constantly disrespect your time? Do they cross your limits and get away with it? If yes, the problem is not them, it's you. You allowed it. You taught them that your boundaries don't matter. But from today, that ends. You no longer allow endless disrespect. You no longer explain your rules. You no longer beg people to change. Your new law is simple. One warning, one correction. After that, disconnection. You don't need to scream. You don't need to argue. You don't need to explain yourself. Quietly enforce your boundaries, and people will learn that crossing you has consequences. Machiavelli once said, "It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both." This does not mean cruelty. It means clarity. When people know your limits, they will respect you, even if they don't like you. Boundaries are not about keeping people out. They are about keeping your power intact. And once you master them, respect will follow you naturally. Say it. My boundaries command respect. Principle 8. Play the long game. Power is not built overnight. Influence is not gained in a week. Respect is not earned in a single conversation. All great men play the long game. The weak man is impatient. He wants results immediately. He chases quick wins, instant validation, and short-term pleasures. But every time he grabs what is easy, he loses what is lasting. The strong man is strategic. He thinks like a chess player, not like a gambler. He knows that life is a series of moves, and every move builds toward a greater position of power. Machiavelli understood this better than anyone. He believed that rulers who acted impulsively lost their thrones, but those who planned patiently expanded their kingdoms. You must think the same way. Don't rush to prove yourself. Don't chase validation. Don't react to every small battle. Instead, build your power step by step. Develop skills that compound over years. Build networks that grow stronger with time. Create a reputation that deepens with consistency. Every setback is temporary. Every betrayal is just one move in a larger game. Every insult is a distraction from your greater strategy. Ask yourself, where will I be in 5 years if I stay disciplined? How will today's decision affect my future power? Am I chasing temporary pleasure or permanent influence? The long game requires patience. It requires vision. It requires discipline when others are chasing distractions. But in the end, the man who plays the long game is the man who wins. Because while others waste their strength on short battles, you are building an empire. Say it. I am not in a rush. I am building power step by step. Final words. These 8 principles are not theory. They are laws of power. Transform yourself. Build your fortress mind. Master silence. Turn pain into fuel. Silence critics with results. Guard your reputation. Enforce boundaries. And play the long game. Do this, and you will become unstoppable.